99% of people spend their whole lives trying to save money. Only 1% understand that this is the main trap of poverty. This 1% knows the main law of money that has been hidden from you. They don't save. They do something else. Today, I will show you this law and explain how it works using a simple diagram. Watch until the end, and I will reveal how you can build your own money dam, even if you don't have any startup capital. Since childhood, we have been told one thing: save money. Save for a rainy day, put it in the bank. But have you ever wondered why this advice is so popular? The answer is simple. It is based on fear. We are taught to think from a state of scarcity. What if it's not enough? What if I lose it? This fear makes us treat money like the last sip of water in the desert, which must be preserved at all costs. This way, we build not a financial fortress, but a prison for our money. 99% of people believe that money is a resource that must be protected from loss. But while you are protecting your money, it loses its main power. Let's look at the numbers. Imagine you have $100,000. You put it in the bank at 5% interest per annum. Inflation is 10% per year. As a result, after a year, you have $105,000. But you can buy less with it than you could with $100,000 a year ago. You have become poorer by protecting your money. This is a road to nowhere. But what if I told you that by getting rid of fear, you can make that same money work in a completely different way? Now, here's what the 1% understands. Rich people treat money not as a resource, but as a flow, like a river. But there is an even simpler and clearer analogy. It's the farmer analogy. Imagine two people, each has a sack of grain. The first thinks like a hoarder. He is afraid of famine, so he hides his sack in the barn. He guards it and counts the grains. But what happens to the grain in a dark and damp barn after a year? It rots and turns to dust. The second thinks like a farmer. He also knows that famine may come. But instead of hiding the grain, he goes out into the field and sows it. Yes, it's a risk. There may be drought or pests. But if he does everything right in the fall instead of one bag of grain, he will harvest 10. Your money is like seeds. While they sit in the bank, they slowly die. But once you plant them, that is, put them to work, they will yield a harvest. The goal is not to save the seeds, but to grow a field from them. But simply, planting money is only the beginning. The most interesting thing is that this field can be turned into a self-reproducing garden that will feed you 24/7, even while you sleep. Soon I will show you how to turn an ordinary field into a real power plant that will supply you with energy, i.e. money, constantly. But for now, let's look at the farmer's key tools. So, how do you create your first cash flows, or in our analogy, how do you sow your first beds? You don't need millions to do this, you just need to use the 3 channels rule. First, the soil improvement channel, investing in yourself. This is the foundation. It's foolish to plant elite seeds in rocky soil. Your mind, your knowledge, and your skills are the soil. Take a course on neural networks, learn how to sell, master video editing. Each new skill is fertilizer that makes your main cash flow from work more powerful and fertile. You're not just working, you're becoming more valuable. Second, the tractor rental channel, leverage. Don't have your own tractor to plow the field? Rent one. This is leverage using someone else's resources. When you buy stocks, you are using the business system and employees of Tim Cook or Elon Musk. When you launch an ad, you are using the ready-made audience of social networks. This is the fastest way to get your first harvest without owning an entire agricultural holding. Third, the own greenhouse channel machine. This is the creation of your own assets that work automatically. A small website with useful articles, a YouTube channel, a Telegram blog. At first, the greenhouse requires a lot of effort. You need to build a frame and set up irrigation. But then it starts to yield crops all year round with almost no involvement on your part, protected from external bad weather. Many people stop there, having created 1 to 2 streams. But for the system to become truly powerful, something else is needed. There is one detail that distinguishes the truly wealthy, and it is directly related to our dam. And now we come to the most important thing, to that very money dam. Why did I call it that? Because 99% of people, having accumulated a little water, build a dam to stop it. They are afraid that it will leak. But 1% build a dam for a different purpose. They collect all their streams and flows into one channel, not to stop them, but to direct all their combined power to turbines and make them generate energy. Here it is, the main law of money that only a few understand. Money is not a resource to be saved, but a flow that needs to be combined and directed to create an even greater flow. Your task is not to accumulate 1 million, but to build a system of channels and turbines that will bring you 50, 100, 200,000 a month without your active participation. This is financial freedom. This is your money hydroelectric power station. What should you do tomorrow? You don't need to quit your job or risk everything. Step 1. Find one grain. 1,000 that you won't hide in the barn, but will plant. For example, invest in a simple stock or a book on a new skill. Step 2. Start designing your first greenhouse. Create a channel on Telegram and just write your first post. Get started. You can start building your system today, even with just 1,000. If this video has changed your view of money, subscribe to the channel. Here we learn not to save, but to build.